Bridgewater football gets back in the winning column with a 28-20 victory over Shenandoah here at Jobson Field a week after coming back from 17 points down against Randolph-Macon before ultimately falling in double overtime. You stormed back from 20 points down in this one.
Well, I think we've proven we can be a good second half team. We've played 60 minutes of good football. Unfortunately, I don't think it's all been on the same day. If we can kind of put that together, I think that's going to be the big challenge for our team and our kids and our coaches coming down the stretch here. You know, what is the limit? And I think, we haven't pushed that yet from a football perspective. I was very proud of our kids. I mean, there was there's no panic in a locker room where there could have been. I don't think there's any question, us, Rayshon just getting that great strip and fumble right before the half for us to put points on the board, because we kind of limped into the locker room, but you weren't crawling into that locker room. But there was no question that was a pretty confident Shenandoah team when we had to punt the ball to them, and they took a knee with the ball on about the 45 and 18 seconds to go, figuring we're going to get the ball to start the half, and the race is on, and they were up 2 scores at that time. And I really think that it really kind of set the tempo when our defense, it wasn't a 3 and out, but they got a stop. And then, when our offense took that ball and went 86 yards and converted a 4th down play for a touchdown, from that point on, the fight was on and momentum shifted. And I really thought in most phases, take away a bad fumble that we had late in that game, we dominated the second half against a team that, had a lot of reasons to play.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good situational play. I thought even if not everything went right for all 60 minutes, but you mentioned the strip sack was a huge play. There was a couple of 4th down stops your teams made, a breakup in the end zone at the end to sort of protect it. And then offensively, not only did they put those scoring drives together to take the lead, but at the end when they needed to pick up a couple first downs, they did. Brendan Metairie had a couple huge rushes throughout the game, and he picked up the clinching run. So really, in the biggest situations on both sides of the ball, you made the plays.
Well, I think what good teams do is they play off of each other's success. A defensive strip turns into an offensive touchdown. They do that. And they also cover you. They cover you when you make a mistake. I mean, I made a bad mistake there in the second quarter, not being in a punt safe look on 4th and 3 in the 15. We got a fake punt on us, and the defense covered me. I mean, they stopped him. They held him to a field goal attempt, which was missed. When Alex got stripped, I mean, if he doesn't get stripped, I think might go for a touchdown on that play. But our defense stepped up and made the 4th down stop that they had to make, and then our offense, when they got the second chance, they put the nail in the coffin there with that run. I do think this, when you go out, and I'm not the biggest data freak in football, but I think when you go out, anytime you can talk about 300 yards rushing, that usually isn't associated with a loss, and that's what we had on Saturday, hitting them with multiple people in multiple ways.
Well, you have a team that can certainly try to control the tempo on offense, stamp out some long drives, and a defense that's been able to make stops. But I feel like we talk about this a lot in the ODAC this year. You're facing an Emory and Henry team, again, that seems to play a lot faster, putting up bigger scores, but they've given up more points as well. When they played the Shenandoah team, they won, but 52-50. So what's the matchup this week?
I mean, they also had Shenandoah down by 22 points, going into the 4th quarter, and Shenandoah made a run to even that score, if you really want to get technical. But I would say this, in this league, don't compare scores. I mean, you can't. Guilford just beat Washington Lee 40-3, held them to 200 yards rushing. So, don't compare scores. Macon's done their part to separate themselves a little bit. I think when you start talking about 2 through 8, that's on any given day, you better be ready, because all those teams are capable and all those things have issues that they have to try to get solved. But I don't think there's any question. We've mapped out, this is what we need to do to be successful. We need to be about ball control. We don't need to string our defense. I need to avoid track meets if I can. And I think, the formula that we've put into place has gotten us to every 4th quarter over the last 7 weeks. And now the question is, can this time again on Saturday, and we have to prepare for that. We had our meeting on Monday morning. I was very honest with the kids. I said it was a great celebration. There were some great man hugs there on the sideline right at the end of that game. But I said, be prepared to have those again, to make a play in the 4th quarter to win. And that's what we have to be prepared for against an Emory and Henry team, like you said, brings a lot of weapons to the field.
And before we go, I should congratulate you, 150 career wins this weekend.
Well, I think when you start talking about me, that's the wrong pronoun right there. I mean, when you start talking about winning a football game, that encapsulates and that includes a lot of different people. I mean, I kind of got to be the point person gratefully, and that's something I was able to share with a lot of great people and coaches, that if they hadn't made their contributions and their efforts on fields, on Saturdays and Friday nights and Thursday nights for me, that wouldn't have happened. I never take winning for granted, and I've always said this. I think the next one will be the best one will be the next one, and we're going to go out here and chase it on Saturday, on our senior day against a very good Emory and Henry football team.